Yawn. I don't feel like I can start until you've yawned.
Okay, but you do it on command.
Apparently you can.
Well, it's like that suggestion thing. I'm such a, that's supposed to be like a measure of compassion, I've heard. That if you yawn when other people are yawning, that it's supposed to be like that you feel compassion. But
It's
I don't
supposed
think
to mean that you're not a psychopath, but I think that's been debunked.
Well, psychopaths don't feel compassion, so...
Exactly. But I think that's... I think I heard somewhere that's been debunked. But if you want to say you're not a psychopath, that's fine. I believe you. I also don't want to die. That's why.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I went to the crime con all those years so I could learn how to get away with murder. Thanks, Paul Holes and Billy Jensen.
Welcome everybody to episode 10 of season 2 of SeraCast. My name is Kes Crystal and I am the co-owner of Seraphim.
Hi, my name is Delicate Bee Flower. I am also the co-owner of Seraphim, and welcome to what is actually episode 11. But we're recording a little earlier than normal because we both have some real life interference on our normal recording time. So it feels as though it's episode 10, but it is actually episode 11.
I said 10. Oh my God. My bad. It feels like it's been a long season.
It has been a long season. And, next week we are doing our live finale right here.
Yeah. Drink. So what's been happening in the news? We're a bit late with this because we're recording this first bit of news came out before episode 10 went out. So we're talking about it for episode 11, but it'll feel like it happened ages ago by the time this goes out, if you know what I mean.
I feel like you just did math. That could I feel like that was a formula.
It's like one of those things. I know what you know that he knew, but he knew that I knew what I
right? That's how it feels. Yeah.
Anywho, big news from Linden Labs last week regarding their purchase of Casper Tech. I love saying it like that, and I don't even know why. Their purchase. Their purchase of Casper Tech.
Yeah, big news. Kind of rocked the sales world.
Well, it really did. Mm-hmm. So Casper Tech is the biggest vendor system that's used on the grid.
Linden Lab apparently acquired Casper. Not the individual. There's an individual named Jasper. But the tech, Casper Tech systems. So that is going to mean some really big changes, I'm sure, behind the scenes for a lot of the store owners. And Linden Lab really hasn't said what their goals are or their objectives are for this acquisition. So at the time we're recording this anyway, and if there's been an update, we'll throw it in here.
It has led to a lot of speculation from various people, myself included. I've sort of brainstormed it with you as to why, and also what the knock-on effect is for other vendor systems now that the company that owns the platform and makes the rules on the platform owns one of the systems that designers use. I do feel like it's Like if I owned a vendor system, I would feel it was a conflict. But until we know what they're going to do with it, we don't know. Maybe they bought it for the letting side, not for the vendor side. I don't know. It's interesting though that anybody that's involved with Casper will have got a note card if they bought a Casper product. And the reason for that is businesses in the UK have a lot of rules around data protection. We have the GDPR, which is our data protection regulations, and they're really, really strict. And businesses can be fined like up to, I think it's up to 20% of their profits if they break the GDPR rule. So there's a big financial penalty for that. So transferring the data to another party, Casper had to inform everybody of their rights to not have their data transferred if they didn't want it to be, what they could do to get Casper to cancel the data before it's transferred over. There's a lot of rules and regulations around it.
Oh, sorry. I just woke back up.
That's what I'm like when you get techie.
Oh, that was so interesting. Big I think it's just going to be real interesting to see what direction Lyndon's going to go with this. You know, I can't wait to find out, to be honest. Like, I think it was very smart. I think it was very strategic for Linden Lab. But the thing that I think that people, when we're kind of been discussing this, and a lot of people have, that the thing that people seem to really not be considering is, what if this was not propelled by Linden Lab? You know, we don't know if they went to Casper or Casper went to them. If Casper went to them, it looks a little different.
I think it's relevant who went to who, but also if they didn't see a reason why, then they had to, it had to fit into the strategy somewhere.
Right.
So that's that. There's also been big changes at Flickr this week. So Flickr sent out an announcement saying that they've started a whole new category in Flickr for virtual photography. When you upload to Flickr, all your photos are labeled. So you have a standard label, and it's either machinima, photograph, or screenshot. And up till now, anything that's been virtual photography has had to be called a screenshot. But now they've introduced a fourth, which is virtual photography. And anything from Second Life or other virtual games should be labeled as virtual photography. I think this is a huge improvement because a screenshot is, you know, something I do with a Ghiazzo. Whereas people put hours upon hours into their virtual art for it then to be called a screenshot on Flickr. It also means that groups will change and now accept virtual photographs. And it really does look like they're trying to support what is a big part of the community for them. So I think this is really positive news. I've never really been in the anti-Flickr, you know, part of the community anyway. But I'm really excited about this. I think it shows that they are considering us, that they do consider virtual photographers as part of their platform and as part of their customer base, and it's a really positive step forward. Well, a lot of people's complaint about Flickr has been that they can put their titties and their porn photos on there without paying for premium. Well, I never understood that argument because anybody who wanted to put their real or virtual titties on there had to, you know, actually that's a lie. Titties are moderate. It's not something they were only doing to virtual photographs. It was a rule. I never saw it as aimed just at us.
You say titties.
I say titties. It's like a jokey way of saying it. Titties or titties.
Here people are like, titties. Let me see your titties.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're like,
I didn't know I had to put on a deep voice to say it. Titties.
Titties.
Sausages. Sausages and titties. So earlier this week, we got to sit down with Anthony, who is the owner and creator behind the mug store. Coming up is our interview with him. Welcome, everybody. We are here with Anthony, also known as Stardamore, also known as Brandy Difference, the owner of Mug Store. Thank you very much, Anthony, for agreeing to do our interview with us today. We're very excited, and we've got lots of interesting questions for you that I'm sure our audience are going to be wanting to know all the answers to.
That sounds super fun.
So, Anthony, what inspired you to start Mug?
Mug honestly started as like a hobby for me. It was actually cosmetics at first. That's why it's called Mug, because like a drag queen's face is her mug.
Yeah.
And so that is originally how it started. But then I realized I made a femboy avatar, and I realized that I didn't have any clothing I could wear besides like a bandeau around the chest, and that was it. And that's all we had for options. So I started making my own things and realizing that a lot of like the programs that I learned in college for interior design to do like 3D interior renderings was actually very similar. It made me want to create a store that is also, because I am like very feminine and stuff like that. And I also was like, I am not a woman, so I don't care for my avatar is more like a Barbie doll than like representing me. So my avatar's been pregnant. She's been, whatever, like all the things, like whatever. It's like, and I really wanted the femboy thing, but then I realized that a lot of people, their avatar is them, and they want to see them in their avatar. And there just wasn't a lot of items available for people that were femboys or just not on the regular like normal scale of what femininity is supposed to be or what this is supposed to be and stuff like that. Also thicker people, like I started rigging for the S-King body years ago. That was like the only thick curvy body. Now of course it's very different. I want femboys to be able to go to a store and have what every other woman has. Like they can shop at the same exact store with their best friend that is a woman, and whatever, things like that.
One of the things that I found interesting talking to designers while we've been doing these interviews is how much thought has gone into the way that they create, who they create for, and how they package their creations. And the way that they sell them. So that's always fascinating to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like my stuff definitely leans more on the sexier side, and like because it's again like I'm more like I love like the curvy avatar. I love like the bright colors. I love like kind of cartoony proportions and stuff like that. Like I just aesthetically love that. So a lot of my stuff will kind of also lend itself to that.
You have gone so far to think about your audience that you've really put yourself in the place of your shoppers and thought, how would I want this to be delivered? What's a little different? What's a little innovative? And what's ended up happening is it's become almost like a trademark for you.
Like I also wanted to, because I also include, especially with pants and stuff like that, I include bulges. And so it would be literally like 28 items in your inventory if it wasn't like that you'd have to go through and then color change every single one when you use your HUD and stuff like that, where instead all of the shapes get all colored at the same exact time. So if you're changing, because I know a lot of people, I am a shapeshifter. I change bodies. I'm Maitreya today, and then I'm VTech tomorrow, and I'm Reborn the next day, and I am Cupra, and I am Perky and Petite, and I do them all. So like it's just so much. It was much easier of like, okay, now I have to like remake a new like. I have to reapply my textures that I already set to the outfit and stuff like that, where instead now all I have to do is click a button and it's all the same textures, all the same everything, the settings of all the item. It's just now on my new fitted body.
There's like 4 new bodies coming. Can you tell us whether you're planning to rig for any of those?
I usually wait a little bit to see, because my customers will let me know If there's a body that they want, and they'll let me know. And that's what happened with Reborn. Everybody was like, I want Reborn. When is Reborn happening? This is happening. You know, and then I noticed that, like, I do listen to my customers and stuff like that. And I noticed that, and I start to see it. And I mean, I don't go a lot of places. I usually sit on my platform. So I usually have to use my other eyes of like my customers and my friends and all that, see what they're seeing. Like, oh, is this becoming popular? Is this like, or this is unique? If something is like a unique, that's why I got on board with like the S King. And then when Cooper first came out, because that was something very unique to a clientele that hasn't had a lot of options in the past. Same with VTech and stuff like that. So, but it does take a lot of time to add another, like I do it all by myself. And so to then add another thing of rigging is like, it adds more, it takes away something else. So I just have to make sure it's of value to it.
We've all had a little help and advice along our SL journeys. Some of it we ask for, some of it we don't. What's true? You do often get a lot of advice you didn't ask for.
Oh, yes.
What has been the best advice that you've received along the way?
Probably from, which is going to sound cliche, but it totally is, but it is true. My best friend, she's lived like 10 years. She would always tell me, like, I can get a lot of like burnout, and I can get like hard on myself and my items and all that stuff. And she would always tell me, trust yourself and your vision. And I like, it's cliche sounding and it's true, but like, yeah, it reminds me and it reminds everybody, like, the thing that separates your store from everybody else's store is you. And you did this. Trust yourself. Like, you've gone this far. Like, keep going. Like, this is how you have done it for years now at this point, and keep going. She always tells me that, and I'm like, okay. It like lets me like, all right, I'm just panicking. I'm freaking out. I need to calm down.
So what's a myth that you would love to bust about designing clothes in SL?
So a lot of people say you have to know somebody to be able to be successful in the store. Like, you have to like, which, like, not gonna lie, of course, politicking is a thing in the designing world of SL, and knowing people helps build your brand. But like, I knew not a single soul when I started this. I sat on my little work platform and just kept working, and I made it, and I did it. Like, and I figured out, because like, in the end, a lot of times, those are the people that just kind of got a free ride into a successful store that they're not going to last, because they don't have the passion in it. They didn't have like the, like, I literally did every little teeny tiny event that I've ever been invited to. And I've done all this little thing, and I've made 6 pennies off of this item when I first started. But like, I knew that it was like going somewhere. I didn't start out as like the best texturer and the best mesher, but like I had my creative brain, and and you work on yourself and you get there, and you will eventually when your items are good and you're very creative, you will get noticed. You don't need to know people. I don't participate in the politicking and all that stuff. I sit alone on my work platform, and I just work, and I do my thing, and I enjoy what I do. And so, absolutely. And like, burnout is a real thing. I have learned now that like, life is not about making because I used to work really, really, really hard at this game every minute, every day, because I was like, SL might not be here forever, so let me make as much as I can possibly out of the situation that I am in. But then I burn myself out. I go crazy. I have breakdowns. I'm like, now I'm on the couch for a week straight.
Yeah.
And, so like, it just, like, it didn't, like, you need to have a good work-life balance, which is definitely hard when you're working for yourself and in your home and all in one place, and everything is all here.
So, fun question. Who would star as you in a movie about your life?
Probably, I'd have to probably say Dan Levy.
Yes!
Probably Dan Levy as David Rose would probably star me.
Oh my god, I could totally see it.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is. I've got to Google. What's the name?
Oh, you have to Google it.
Have you not watched Schitt's Creek?
Schitt's Creek?
No.
Well, you better watch it quick because they're taking it off Netflix.
Oh my god, you need to. It is one of the funniest shows.
It is so good.
Oh, but I do recognize him now. Now I've seen it.
Oh, it's so good. You need to watch it.
It is very good. You have to watch it. And then when you see David Rose, that's most like. I mean, I'm not as spoiled, but the lunacy in there is kind of there. But also, like, he made his own business. He like ended up like doing it on his own and stuff like that.
So, what do you hope, or what do you think that SL is going to look like in 5 years' time?
I have faith in it because it's what other game platform has given so many small business individuals ability to make a living off of it is insane. Because usually the corporate companies, like, they keep everything within their own, like, the game, it's like what they sell in the game is what they sell and they make money off of it. And that is really it. To, like, allow others to be able to make a full business off of it is amazing. We don't want, like, a big corporation to come in and just take everything over. Like, people are really, because of COVID and I'm like that, they kind of open their eyes to, like, different ways to meet people and communicate. And I think this has been a rebirth of, like, virtual connection. And I just hope that SL kind of takes, like, it's hot right now. So, like, put some work into it, figure out a way to make it so it's more playable by new players. And it's like, and there's like a new, like, make it more streamlined and stuff like that. So, like, and just in general, like, advertise it, like, and get it going, like, get it to places, like, advertise those aspects of it, advertise how people literally can meet people across the world. Like, I grew up in a very small town, and this game was the only way for me to meet other people that were of like-mindedness. It kept me going, and, like, I was like, not everywhere is like where I live. Like, I can meet other people. Like, there's other people that I connect with that I do, and I think that now that they see, like, oh, how the metaverse is so hot, and, like, everybody wants to be in the metaverse, like, okay, well then, like, SL's been here, and it's like, let's pump it and let's get it going and get it advertised and all.
There are rumors that they're talking to an app developer about making an app version, which, that would be huge. That's what made IMVU boom.
Exactly. So, IMVU, which was, I always saw kind of like a shittier version of SL because you couldn't walk around and you couldn't whatever. But it lended itself when they were so smart, when they moved over into more of, like, catering to the mobile community, which they actually got a large younger crowd because of it. It's like, we are getting old now, so, like, they need to cater to the people that also are the new generation, and they're all on their phones and they all want to be able to, and it can't just be only a chat thing. Like, because I know for a while SL had an app, but it was just to message people. And it's like, we don't need that. People have WhatsApp, people have iMessage, people have that. Like, they're not going to use it. It needs to be with your character and all that stuff.
Okay, so now we're going to do a little this or that round.
So I'm going to start. Rose or Blanche?
Oh, Blanche.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Funny or hot?
Funny.
Hug or kiss?
A hug, actually.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Text or call?
I would normally say text, but if I know you, then it has to be a call. Like, if I'm like, I get lazy with texting.
Hard shell or soft shell?
Soft shell all day.
Can or bottle?
Bottle.
Memes or GIFs?
GIFs.
Cass or Dell?
Well, only just because we have trailer history. It's gonna be Dell.
That's fine. I would have been very shocked if you chose Cass, considering how well you know Dell.
Yeah. We did. We originated in the same humble beginnings.
Yeah, in the desert.
But that actually brings That actually brings us equal over the course of the season of these episodes, because I was one ahead, so we're equal now.
There you go.
All right, well, thank you so much, Anthony. I always love talking to you.
Of course. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for inviting me to this.
It's been really good.
Great.
It's given me an
really
insight.
Fun.
That was really good fun, though. I learned a lot from sitting down with Anthony, and I really love the brand. I love the branding, the brand, the items.
All right, it is time for the opinions. Big finish.
You know what? I won't miss that when we're on hiatus at all. And if you start doing it in our team meetings instead, I'm going to refuse to come. Can you imagine? You got the agenda. Here's today's agenda.
Yes.
Don't do this. Do this. Say it's Jules's turn.
Oh my God, Jules! You guys, Jules is really introverted. She would kill us. We would be dead. The views and opinions expressed in this segment are those of Seraphim team members individually and do not necessarily reflect the position or official policies of SeraphimSL.com. Any content provided during the editorial section of this podcast is not intended to malign anyone or anything. So this week's favorite find is from Kokachin. She is one of the bloggers at Seraphim. She brings you some of your favorite content. So make sure you are looking at her posts. She picked the little rag muffin kitten from Collabor 88. It's by Black Bantam, and it's 288 linden. She says why she chose it is that she has always wanted to own a ragamuffin in real life, but she has 2 lovebirds and she can't risk them being its breakfast. Wise. Yes. Let's not, they don't need to eat lovebird. This item that she picked reminds her of a kitten she saw. Adorably irresistible with that expressive round face and protect me demeanor. She says the size was one of the things that stood out, and it's small enough to fit in your palm and yet pretty detailed in its tininess. It works well if you're looking for something that wouldn't overpower your look, but add a touch of cute and feel-good kind of vibes. It can be held in the palm of your hand or rezzed as an animated decor. It also has the option to emote, so like pet, nuzzle, play, hug, cuddle. You could also add your own personalized emotes. She said another interesting feature is that there's also an auto mode where it would emote to people nearby, but this could be turned off if you don't want to like spam the local chat. But she's like, I mean, she has a point. It could be a nice icebreaker in a group setting. You could also have the option to send a kiss to people nearby. The kitten can be copied, so it's perfect if you want to take a photo with a whole litter of kittens looking up at you with those little faces stacked.
Aww.
Just note that you'd need an AO with a priority 3 in order to walk with it in your hand with the pose it comes with.
The detail you get from Seraphim staff, you won't get that anywhere else.
This is true. So that's 288 at Collabor 88. Go pick it up.
Black Bantam's good. She does such gorgeous texturing.
And she's pretty cute.
So my favorite find is from Custom 9. It's from Bad Unicorn, and it's called the Fat Unicorn, Fat P-H-A-T. And guess what? The Fat Pack's called the Fat P-H-A-T pack.
Yes.
Now, do you remember a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the outlet and we saw the Dove and Pear item and it said rhinos are just fat unicorns?
Yes.
I love the fact that we now have a fat unicorn that's a fat unicorn.
Yes.
So I bought the fat pack of this. This was 599 lindens. Each individual one is 299 lindens each, and I think there are 5 colors. If you buy the fat pack, you can mix and match. There's lots of different colours, and you can do the hair separately to the body. You can have sparkles on, sparkles off. And yeah, they're really cute. And it said something in the booth. I'm not 100% sure. It said like an Animesh version coming, so I don't know whether that's like a pet version or something.
Ooh.
But that's coming as well, so keep an eye out for that. But they're so cute.
They're really cute.
Bad Craven, your fat unicorn is almost as cute as you are.
Oh.
Oh,
I can like see the little heart emoji eyes.
Yeah, and you know what? He's probably going red.
Oh, he is.
Are you blushing?
1000%.
Dad, are you blushing?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, my favorite find, since you asked, was.
I was about to. Impatient bitch.
My favorite find is at equal 10, and it is from Tarte. It's the Lennox Fence. It's a modular fence system, and it really like reminds me of the fences in like the Garden District in New Orleans. I don't know. I don't know if you've ever been there, but they're very like ornate. And this isn't. It's not that ornate, but it's like that iron and ivy kind of look.
Yeah.
You could buy it in navy, beige, or black. Those are each $375, or you can get the fat pack for $1,200. The thing that I really like about this is, Tarte, like, she does such a great job with making things like sparkle. She makes the little lights on everything, and it's really like, it adds kind of a sense of like just peacefulness and calm and like romance, and like there's a lot that kind of comes with the feeling. It's an evocative type of decor. She also thinks about things for builders quite a lot, so she sets it up so that things can be linked or unlinked, so it's easy to kind of Franken-build a little bit. But one of the things it says is like you could easily just link up like the ivy and the lights to reduce land impact. It's all modular, but it's also all able to be linked together. So it's a really flexible, versatile kind of a system.
I definitely need to go and check these out. In fact, by the time this episode goes out, I bet I own them.
I'll bet you do. They're really pretty. She does such good work. So, things that we're excited about. Guess what's opening tomorrow?
Oh, based on things we were excited about last week, Salem?
Yes. I cannot
The witching
wait.
season is on us.
It is. So, Halloween in SL is so fun.
It's so different for me because we don't do Halloween over here. I
know.
So it's a way to experience something that just doesn't happen in real life.
Mm-hmm. It's just a fun, I don't know if you've ever, figured this one out, but I'm a little, mischievous. I like a little mischief in my life.
No.
Uh-huh. And
I would never have said that.
I know! It's so shocking. Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But
you heard it here first.
Yeah. But it's like a night you're allowed to be mischievous, as long as you don't get into like when I was a kid, if I had come home with the cops or something, I would have been in big trouble. But I didn't do it. I would never egg someone's house. I was never that kind of kid.
I bet you'd be that kind of adult though.
To egg someone's house? Yeah. I don't think I would actually destroy any property, but maybe. Maybe. I'm not a Carrie Underwood song, so. So, this week we have, in honor of these fat unicorns, we have some gift cards to give away. We have 1,000 Linden gift cards to Bad Unicorn available for 5 winners. Total of 5 prizes this week, 1,000 Linden each to Bad Unicorn. If you haven't checked out Bad Unicorn, you really need to, because his stuff is great.
It's really hilarious.
Yeah.
Really good.
Great
really,
sense of humor.
Fun and innovative.
Yeah.
So to enter, what you need to do is leave your legacy name, not your display name, your legacy name in the comments below this video. And we want you to let us know What word do you think should trigger our drinking game next week for the live finale? So if you think it should be the word unicorn, you would say your name and then the word unicorn.
If you think it should be the word spoon, then you would put your name in the word spoon.
If you think it should be the word opinion,
if you think the word should be vaginal autonomy,
that's 2 words. Right, so that's how you enter the contest, and we'll announce the winners next week at the live finale of season 2.
So you guys, if you're able to be here, join us here on the sim next Friday at 11 a.m. SLT. We will be here live and in person.
And day drinking.
And day drinking. Yes, true story. We generally start off relatively sober and then get progressively more intoxicated.
I mean, that's just Friday to me. I start relatively sober.
Relatively. All right, guys. Well,
we'll see you on Monday at the Outlet Live.
It's going to be a really big week.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, come along. There'll be lots of bargains and lots of chances to win fat packs.
Yes, true story.
We'll see you Monday. Make sure that you're following us. Please, please, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit the bell. It really helps with promoting the channel. And we will see you next week for the live finale. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Says premiere schedule. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, give me your URL. Give me.
Like, you literally sent me the only thing, and thank you, by the way, but you literally sent me the only thing I was going to buy. It just wasn't my round there. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I got there and went, oh, I'm going to have that. And then I was like, I'm going to put it on the agenda right now so she can't. Because the amount of times I've got to put something in there like, bitch. Also, I guess you could keep like your Snatch off Flickr. Because like, that would be the other thing you could do.
We were really fortunate to have an opportunity to sit down with the creator behind the brand Mug, the clothing brand. That I don't even know what to say. We were blah, blah.
Hold on. She's going to do this bit and then she's going to say, let's do the intro because you're better at it.
Yeah. Cass,
and I am.
Intro.
So you can do it this week because I did it last week.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's a lot of words. Okay.
That's why I said you could do it. I'm going to tell you a funny story in a minute after you finish.
Okay,
But
well,
yeah,
I mean, seriously, you have time to get a sandwich. We're going to be here a minute.
I once dated a very jealous man.
Once? You want to know? Last night, I like farming games. Like, they really relax me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started, like, a new island in this farming game. And I named the island Vaginal Autonomy. So every time, like, a character speaks to me, they're like, hey, welcome to Vaginal Autonomy. It's nice to meet you. Like,